All right, what's going on, boys? Welcome in. It's Keg and Coop from Rum Pure Bets, breaking down this week's race at Talladega Super Speedway, the Geico 500. Got my guy Coop here with me as always. What's going on, Coop?
Well, not much, man. Just trying to figure out how the hell we win at this race. That's about all.
Yeah, so obviously for the people that watched this video last week, Coop and I came close. We had Reddick and Briscoe on the final lap, but they wrecked each other, and we came up a little short. But we'll try to get it back today. This is the problem, man, with trying to get it back today. There's only one type of racetrack you and I can't cast a ticket on, and it's super speedways, Talladega and Daytona. They've gotten the best of us for a year and a half straight, and we did cash the Bubba Wallace ticket, but that was only because it stopped for rain. We still have not cashed it under green flag conditions. So obviously, you and I are going to approach this slightly tentatively. First of all, overall thoughts on the dirt race last week at Bristol. I enjoyed it up until the last lap. What did you think?
I mean, it was better than the previous year. I don't really care for it. It's the only race they have of that type. It can influence a lot when it comes to the championship and the playoffs. And if they're going to do it, they need to add a couple more, which would probably be even more of a nightmare considering how much problems they've had already with just the one. I think the best thing that they could do for it is make it like an all-star race.
Yeah, I agree. And especially not that race. Like the Bristol night race is such an important and awesome race. You just can't fuck with that race. I don't care if they do it once a year, just not that race, really. But yeah, I'm happy to get back to the pavement for the rest of the year. All right, Coop, here we go. Talladega. Now, I'm thinking I'm probably my mom's been obviously a lot going on with her with heart surgery. So yesterday didn't have time to cap. Like a subscriber, I followed Coop's 3 picks pre-race, and I figured if we had to get on live anybody else, we would. I mean, Coop, you put us in a decent spot with 10 laps to go. I mean, we were live for sure, but obviously those 3 guys don't get it done because it's so hard. I took a shot on like one guy. I think I took a shot on Burton, or somebody was up there in 3rd place and 18-1 with 3 laps to go. I was like, anything can happen at 18-1. He's sitting 3rd with 3 laps to go. But yeah, I lost all the shots I took in yesterday's race, like every time I bet a race at Talladega. So I think today I'm just probably going to take 1 or 2 shots, like 50-1, 40-1 and back. And then the good news is the live betting was open on DK with 3 laps to go. The live betting was open on Bet365 yesterday in overtime. So I think we're going to have opportunities to live bet this race inside of 5 laps. I know that you and I aren't going to bet anything live until those final laps. But are you going to take more than 1 shot pre-race?
I don't know. I mean, yesterday was like the epitome of how these races have went for us. You know, had Austin Hill up there, led over half the race, gets taken out, not by his own doing, but by another driver. Had Sheldon Creed up there, restarted 3rd in the overtime. You know, he wasn't nearly as good as what Austin Hill was the entire day, but he was still up there, like you said, in 3rd spot. Anything could happen. You know, he fell back a little bit. He gets taken out by another driver. And then, you know, to put the dagger in the back, you know, the final restart, the last guy they had, Earnhardt, drives from 8th or 10th to 2nd. And, you know, like just their second pace shit for us. So
yeah, that's what we do. We're really good at finishing second at these tracks.
Well, had last year, I had the 66-1 and Matty D.
Yep.
Last lap, Ryan Blaney decides he wants to tail back. Matty D loses it, finishes second.
So of the drivers that are not very nicely priced, I really do think that the winner probably, unless some crazy stuff happens, my gut says Ryan Blaney, Keselowski, or Joey Logano. One of those three win this race. That's what my gut says. But you can't bet them at 12 and 13 and 14 to 1. You can't do it at this type of track because there's a very good shot you're not going to cash a ticket. So you might as well be taking shots at 40 to 1, 50 to 1, 60 to 1 and back. But I kind of feel like Logano or Keselowski or Blaney probably win the race, but I'm not going to bet them until I have to towards the end.
How much credence do you put into the last 10 runners or winners have started 16th or better, and 9 of the 10 have started 12th or better?
I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. It's a big enough sample size where it begins to be compelling, but I think it could also just be a very weird sample size. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that, to be honest with you.
I mean, and then when you look at like where the majority of the winners come from this race, 9th, 10th, 12th, like right there sits Bubba Wallace, right there sits Tyler Reddick. So
I'm thinking like Todd Gilliland, I think is a misprice at 100 to 1. You got him when it opened at 200 to 1, and then I guess it changed immediately. I still think at 100 to 1, when you consider how good of a plate driver he is and how he's at least has a competitive enough car to stay in that lead draft, he could win the race legitimately at 100 to 1. We've seen Michael McDowell come close numerous times at this track. Did he even win one at Talladega or Daytona one year?
Yeah, he won at Daytona.
Yeah. I mean, he's sitting at 45 to 1, I think.
I think you got to ask yourself, and ask yourself honestly, like if I'm betting Ty Dillon, even Eric Jones, Todd Gilliland, am I betting them because of the number, or am I betting them really because I think they can win? And I think the answer is the number.
Yeah, the number in combination with the volatility that happens in this race. Like, the volatility is insane, bro. Me and you are like some of the best that do this in this sport, and we cannot cash a fucking ticket in this race. That tells me something. That tells me that like you got to take shots.
I guess then to top off of that, like, do you take the shots at the number, or do you take the shots at who you think's going to win, even though the number might not be as good as what you want it to be?
I think you have to find a balance. It's hard to bet on anybody for me in this race under 20 to 1. I can't do it. Like yes, do I think Logano? Here's the thing though, Logano's 12 to 1, right? Blaney's 12 to 1. If they're still up there with 20 laps or 15 laps to go, we're going to be able to get them at 7 to 1. I don't think it's going to be that drastic off the number because they're so low to begin with. If we feel the need that we have to get on them, but like 30 to 1 and back, I think Chris Buescher can absolutely win this race. I think that Austin Dillon and Eric Almirola can absolutely win this race. I think that Michael McDowell can absolutely win this race. That's the range where I'm starting to look pre-race and back.
But like, see, then like you think of those drivers, and only one of those drivers fits the criteria. Do they start in the top 16? And how much credence, again, do we pay to that?
Yeah, I don't know. How much are you paying credence to that in DFS?
Not much, because it's a whole different perspective. I don't necessarily need the winner
Right.
to do well in DFS. So it's a different, ball game from a DFS to betting.
That's true. I don't know. I don't know the answer. If I knew the answer, it wouldn't be the only race we can't cash a fucking ticket in, Coop.
Because, Eric Jones is right on the fringe of that. He starts 16th. He can get him at 71.
Yeah,
so he's somebody I might take a shot at. And then the other driver is Suarez. He starts 4th. He's been fast at these mile and a half, 2.5 mile super speedways, that run the similar packages. And you can get him around 36 to 1. So, those are the two that kind of pop out, because I think the numbers on them are good. And I think they have a better shot to win than, let's say, a Gilliland or a Ty Dillon or a Harrison Burton.
He wasn't very fast at Daytona, though. I'll tell you that.
Who's that?
Daniel Suarez.
So,
he had the 27th fastest green flag speed.
Was it? No. So I don't know. I mean, it's tough. So the magic number for you is 20.
Yeah, I just can't. I don't think I could take somebody lower than 20 to 1 in this race.
So on DK, I don't know if everybody got it or if it was just, select group, but I got 3 profit boosts at 50% today. One pre-race, or one I can use on pre-race, one I can use on live, and then the other one's a same game parlay, which eliminates, NASCAR, obviously.
Right.
So, I can take one of them and get, right around 20. The kicker is you can only bet $50 and you can't win more than, I think, $1,050 on it.
Right. Right.
So, then you come up, do you take a Blaney, do you take a Keselowski, or do you take Logano? Those would probably be the 3 options, to come down to.
Right. Yeah, I would say one of those for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So
right.
Who knows which one, but that's out there if you have a chance. And then I saw on Twitter too that if you're in New York and you have Bet Rivers, you can get a 50% profit boost also. But I don't know. It's just tough, man.
If odds didn't matter, right? Who's your pick to win the race?
Keselowski.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly on the earlier show. He's going to literally win the race or not finish. Yeah, I think you said it perfectly.
It's tough, man. This is one of 3 races he can win. He ain't going to get into the playoffs from points because of his point deduction from his infraction earlier this year. So he has to win a race. It's going to be uber aggressive.
What do you think about Kurt? What do you think about Kurt Busch today?
I don't mind Kurt Busch. I mean, if you look at, it's a different car. I don't know if he had that great speed at Daytona.
17th.
But at the last couple Talladega races, he's had some very good finishes. So, and then I don't know how important like that speed chart is, because like, what's the difference between 1st and 17th in speed? Probably
it's not
10th,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
not much.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
so,
but you know what though? Once you get back to like Daniel Suarez, he was like 1.5 mile per hour off the fastest. That's pretty fast. That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty wide. But like, if you're looking at the fastest cars, that at Daytona this year, which all we have to go on because it's the only super speedway that they've been to, right? I mean, all in the top 11, Chris Buescher, Eric Jones, Todd Gilliland. These are the guys that I want exposure to if I'm betting pre-race. Gilliland, Jones, Buescher, and Mike McDowell, all in the top 16 in speed at Daytona. And obviously Almirola, but the price isn't going to be as great because, actually he's 30-1. I mean, he's the same, even him at 30-1, same as Buescher, is not bad. I don't know, Coop. Here's what I know. I need to switch it up because it doesn't make sense that we could cash on every track that ever existed except these two.
I mean, we've tried, the pre-race. We've tried to bet last couple laps. It's just we've been close. It just hasn't paid off.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna take two guys pre-race and hope they're there at the end, and then bet on live inside of 5 laps. Anybody that's not watching the show today that's going to be live betting, do yourself a favor, wait as long as you possibly can. If you can bet, if you know you're going to be able to bet inside the final 3 laps, wait until then. If you know if they're going to cut you off at 5, wait until then. But wait as long as you possibly can. So I took Gilliland at 100-1, and I think I'm going to take Eric Jones and Michael McDowell. I think I'm.
So while you're pondering, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Ethical or unethical? FanDuel allows you to cash out during the race.
Though, is it ethical? Yes. Will they view it as ethical? No. And you'll be immediately put on a list. Like if I'm Joe Schmo walking down the street today and I can bet at FanDuel, right? Here's what I'm doing. I'm taking 25 drivers and I'm betting like 500 to 1,000 on each of them. And if they get to the halfway point in the race, I would cash everyone out at about 1/3 profit. But they won't view it as ethical probably, and they'll probably immediately put you on a list. I can only bet $50 on a car in NASCAR because I'm too good. So there's that.
Well, you didn't let me finish my question.
Go ahead. I know what you're going to say.
You did kind of answer it.
I know.
So in the back of my mind, do you take 2 bets on Eric Jones at 70-1 with the mindset of cashing one of them out?
Yeah.
And make the money and maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, but the thing is, listen, like it's legal to do that because they give you the cash out option. And if they give you the option, you're allowed to do it. But there are some shops that won't view that as fair play.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then obviously you would, once you get to the, let's say you put $50 down on it, they offer you a cash out of, 100 or 110, you take it, and then you leave the other one in hopes that he wins.
Correct. You might be on the list after last week. I mean, we must have bet 10 drivers last week, bro.
What a shit show.
What a shit show. Can you imagine if that's the first race you ever watched with me and you? I mean,
that was bad.
All right, so cool. So here's what I think you should do. I think you should take the shot and just join me with Jones and McDowell, and I'll join you with Gilliland, and we'll ride those 3 guys in. And if we have to get on somebody live, we'll get on somebody live.
I do have one pre-race non-winning bet that I might make, and probably
Let's hear this.
I just think the numbers are off a little bit.
What?
So if you go to FanDuel under the props, they have drivers to finish top 3.
Yeah.
Bubba Wallace has finished first, second, and second in his last 3 trips on this type of racetrack.
Yeah.
It's plus 410, which when you look at what they have him to win the race,
12-1.
right, at versus what his top 3 is. Other books have him at around plus 300. I think you do see these drivers get into a hot streak, a comfortability zone at these tracks, for a limited amount of time over their careers. And he might be in that. I mean, you look at what Denny Hamlin did for, 3 or 4 years. Dell Jr. won this track, won Talladega 4 races in a row. And I think maybe he's in that spot right now, to where, he's just in a zone and he can finish, top 3. And the number of 410 is not bad, especially compared to the other books at 300.
I mean, we're betting Bubba Wallace pre-race. That's where we're at. I'm in. I'll ride it with you.
Last year on the show, man, we said that if Bubba Wallace wins a race, it's going to be at, Talladega or Daytona. And, those are his 2 best tracks. And, I think, it helps, him being able to finish second or third, obviously, too. But
better start to work, bro, or I'm going to start treating it like the lottery and either betting the odd or even numbered car to win. Like, I'm almost at that point with this race where I'm just going to take a shot on odds really.
But I mean, I can't fathom betting any other props for this race. Like, all the head-to-heads are minus numbers. It's just like you said, it's a lottery. You don't freaking know.
That's
you're just hoping. There's no thought process in it whatsoever.
Yeah, you almost want to take like every plus price in a matchup. Like every good plus price. Like, you know how BetMGM...
I haven't seen a plus price in any matchup yet. Head-to-head.
No, like BetMGM usually has those crazy odds where you can get somebody in a matchup at like plus 150. I would bet every week if you could.
I'm on FanDuel right now, and every single one of them on FanDuel is minus. I'm pretty sure that they're all minus on DK without even having to look.
Yeah, they are.
And then, every one of them's minus on MGM. So, and then even like the top, Chevy or Ford or Toyota. Like, I don't think I can take a chance at any of them because, you got Chase Elliott, Larson, Byron, Bowman, Reddick, Stenhouse, Chastain, Austin Dillon, Suarez. Any one of them could be the top, Chevy. And I didn't even mention Eric Jones or Ty Dillon.
Did you see that DraftKings finally put stage 1 props up today as like a sick joke? Yeah, as like a cruel joke. Like,
who do you think's going to win stage 1?
I don't know, bro, but I'm looking at the prices.
Everybody starts at plus 1,000.
Everybody's like 12-1 or higher. It's like taking little mini shots inside the race. But I mean, do they have to pit before the end of the first stage? Yes. Now, yesterday, Prerace said the fuel window was 33 to 35. What is it today?
38 to 40. 38 to 40.
And the first stage is how?
60, 60, and 68.
Okay. So, yeah, they'll have to pit one time.
So, theoretically, you could bet 10 drivers to win the stage.
Yes.
And if one of them wins, you're going to break even to make a small profit.
One of them loses, you're
out.
You're not even watching the end of the race. if somebody
because
else.
literally on my DK, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 drivers that are between 1,000 and 2,000.
Right.
You want to take a shot at 10 of them?
No.
Let's just have some fun. Let's put $1 on it.
Like literally $1?
Like literally $1. We'll pick 10.
Oh, yeah. All right. Then I'm in. Yeah, then I'm in.
Just to fuck around and have some fun, man.
All right. Obviously, Bubba's in there. We're taking Bubba.
Right, hold on a minute. I got to log in and I got to take these because I ain't going to remember the damn 10. All right. Hold on. Where's Bubba at?
He's like 12.
12 to 1. All right.
How many drivers that are starting in the top 10 do you want to take? You think it matters?
Well, this is the thing too, all right? The top 12, Joey Logano starts 13th. He's the top 4. Fords are going to have plenty of time to get up there, right, in the first stage.
Oh, yeah.
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 All right, so let's just start. Do you want to take Truex or Bell?
Bell.
Do you want to take them?
Oh, do you want it? No, they're 10 to 1. No, we're throwing them out. Yeah, we're throwing them out. Yeah.
Bubba's
all right, so we're taking Kez. Bubba. We're taking Kez. We're taking Logano. We're taking Blaney. So that's 4. Now you pick the next 4.
Byron.
All right, we're taking Byron.
Reddick.
We're taking Reddick. Suarez.
And we can come back to him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 guys we have.
Well, it'd be 8 if we did Suarez.
Wait, well, you took Byron.
No, it wouldn't be.
Yeah, right. You still give me one more.
All right. Ricky Stenhouse.
Oh, Christ. Better off to bet him in the first quarter of the race, that's for sure. All right, Ricky Stenhouse. All right, let me go back. I think. What are the odds on Eric Jones?
4,000.
All right, we're taking Jones. And then the last one I'll leave up to you. My vote would be Kurt Busch, but I'll leave it up to you.
All right. How many drivers do we have starting in right now? We have Wallace in the top 10, Byron, Reddick, Suarez. That's 4.
Yeah.
Kurt Busch. All right. So then
we're literally doing this to bet $1.
Yeah, man. Fun shit.
I gotta bet $10. I can't bet $1. I gotta bet $10.
All right. So what do you think about Suarez? Do you think I mean he won us a fucking stage earlier this year, buddy. He did.
I'll be honest. I kind of liked him coming into the week, but I don't know what to make of that, of how bad he was speed wise at Daytona. I don't know what to make of that, but I'm good with him. I mean, in terms of this, I'm fine with him being in this.
All right. So hold on. So 12 to 1 was our. Are you doing this on DK?
Yeah.
All right, so 12-1. So we could pick 12 drivers theoretically to break even.
Yeah, but so let's pick 11. Let's pick 11. All right. I want to make $9. Settle down.
All right, so hold on. We've eliminated Bell and Truex. What about Denny Hamlin? We're going to eliminate him?
It's tough. I mean, it's hard to eliminate him on a super speedway, but this is not
Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch.
Yeah, I'm willing to throw the Kyles out.
Austin Cindric.
I think he's got a shot.
Briscoe.
I think I would take Cindric probably over Briscoe.
All right. Is Elliott and Bowman starting too far back? I know it's 60 laps. It's easy to get up there, but
where are they?
Where they start?
Yeah.
27th, 28th.
No, they could easily get up there, bro. Easily. They're in play. Yeah.
All right. Harvick and Almirola.
Almirola is always in play, 100%.
Even picking fucking 12 of these or 11 of these, 10 of these is hard.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, 100%.
3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're good on Suarez.
The price on Almirola is 25-1. I feel like he has to be in there.
All right.
So that's 11?
Yep.
All right. I'm betting them now.
Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Brian Blaney, Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Byron. Are you all right with Byron and Reddick?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine with it, Coop. Yep, I'm good with it. Yep.
Suarez, Almirola, Stenhouse, and Jones.
Wallace said stage 1 offshore. Everybody's over 11-1 except Cindric, who is 4-1. That's crazy.
Hey, you laughing now? But this might be our biggest win of the day.
Yeah. I feel it today. I think today's going to be our day, Coop. I feel it. We're finally getting over the hump today. All right, so are you with me? Are we going to take those 3 drivers going in?
I already got Gilliland.
So we'll take Gilliland, Jones, and McDowell. 40-1, 60-1, 100, or 40-1, 70-1, 100-1, I think.
Why McDowell? Just
because he's got a knack for avoiding the wreck, and that's all you need to be live at the end of the race. I mean, looking at what he's done, right, at Daytona. I mean, at Talladega. He's been in the top 5 2 of the last 5. I mean, that's not bad. Top 5 2 of the last 5 at 40-1. What more do you want?
I guess my piece is I'm kind of crossed between him and Suarez.
Listen, I like Daniel Suarez going into the week. So if you told me that you wanted to go Suarez instead, I wouldn't be against it. I'm not totally against it.
I'll get back to you. I'll think about it. But definitely on Jones.
All right, so then that's fine. We'll ride those 2, and then on the live show before it starts, if we decide to hop on anybody, we'll do it there. So we're gonna take our stabs, boys. 70-1 on Jones, 100-1 on Gilliland, and then the rest, I would say wait as long as you guys possibly can if you don't have the live betting package.
Are you going to put the first stage prop on the bottom of the screen?
I don't think I am. That's a lot of characters. That's a lot of characters, Scoop. All right, boys, we're out of here. Good luck. Don't go crazy today because it's really, really, really hard to cash. So don't go nuts. Save it for next week when we have a much better chance and much better understanding for what's actually going to happen on the track. All right, so we'll be live at around 3:00 for KegCast subscribers. Everybody, I hope your action runs pure today, and we'll see you next weekend. We're out. Later.